folks, I don't know what to tell you. That is some fantastic promotional marketing going on right there. Did you see all that? Those fantastic graphics that whiz past you on the screen there? That is such good stuff. But anyway, boy, oh boy, are we excited to have you join us yet again here on a magnificent Friday evening with another episode of Friday Night Live. As you can see, I am joined by others this evening. My name is Phil, Director of Operations for the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo. With me this evening is Mr. Ron Meisker. He's over here on my screen anyway. Down below, I've got Jen Kest Blybart. And I've got, hey, and I've got the bling wearing, even though he doesn't have the bling on this evening. Yeah. Third tier artist, Chet Minton. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
How are you?
Looks like Ron shaved his face up a little bit.
I know. And he's got a new pair of glasses on too. He's kind of weirded me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a
doppelganger. Are you guys done body shaming me?
Just have to grow it back. That's
I thought it was a different person, like the Clark Kent effect was in effect.
I don't know. Maybe
the summer look, maybe.
Maybe Clark from Family Vacation. Save the neck for me, Clark.
You know what, Chet? Ron doesn't have a phone booth on his property, but he does have a composting toilet outhouse right next to the building that he's in that he can change into in his cape.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I do.
I love it.
I do. Phil, who do we have on the program tonight?
This evening, we are joined by two folks that have been that we're intimately familiar with, one especially. But starting off, we're joined this evening by Kevin Borrup, who is the creator of the Smurfs RPG. And and there he is. Oh, goodness gracious. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, here I am live from Smurf Village. Thanks for having me.
Are you 3 apples high as well?
I'm a little bigger than that, but they accept me for who I am. Not like this body shaming I hear about tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's some scary stuff going on.
Indeed.
There's a lot of body shaming going on. And
can't have it.
I'm concerned that, as fishermen or hunters are often worried about, that you've spot burned the Smurf village there.
Well, from what I understand, it's quite a journey. There are marshes to go through, mountains to go over. And, if you can make it there, you deserve it. You'll still have a tough time because unless a Smurf leads you into the village, you're not going to find it.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's hidden.
Okay. So, Kevin, it finally delivered.
It finally delivered. I know everyone who backed it on Kickstarter. Thanks for hanging in there, everyone. It was a little bit delayed, but yeah, the physical product should be in everyone's hands at this point. So that's awesome. I know that I've received mine, and I know I had seen comments on Facebook and elsewhere that the production value is pretty high on all the pieces. So looks great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to giving it a try with my home game group. So,
yeah, what's been great. I've heard a bunch of people who've been playing it, and one guy actually out of New York City, he's been blogging about it, or did last year, about his experience with his home group playing the Smurfs, and they had a really good time running it, and the system plays really, really smoothly. So. Folks who do give it a chance have had a great time with it.
Well, let's talk about take us a little walk through character generation.
Sure. In the Smurfs, first of all, it's designed so that you could get a pre-gen sheet and be off to the races, or quickly create a Smurf character and be playing in something like 5 minutes, right? There's certainly, you can go deeper into it to develop characters over time, but the long and short of it is this is one of these games where you just have 4 stats that govern everything you do. You have a stat called Quick, which is everything having to do with movement. You have a stat called Brawn, which is all your strength and physical stuff, mind, which hopefully anything using your brain or your eyes, and then finally heart, which is kind of this idea of soul or empathy that you're using for things like persuasion or animal handling or magic. So of those 4 stats, you have 24 points, and you can distribute 24 points between those stats any way you want with no stat lower than a 3. So, and that becomes your target number. So in this game, you usually are rolling 2 dice, 2 6-sided die or more. And when you roll those 2 6-sided die, you have to get under the target number. And the target number for anything you're doing is your stat value. So in this game, when things get harder, your stat number doesn't change, but the number of dice in your hand changes. So if this is really hard, I might tell Phil, hey, Phil, you got to roll 5d6 and your target number is a 7. Good luck. So you have to figure out how to do that. But because you're a Smurf, you can spend effort. And you start the game with effort points equal to that stat number. So if Phil Smurf was trying to run away from Gargamel and it was a 5d6 run, Phil might decide, well, I'm going to spend 3 of my effort. And for each point of effort he spent, he can pull a die out of his hand. So he could get that down to a 2d6 roll. And then if he wants to go even farther, there's something special in this game. And you have Smurf power, which comes and goes. It's either on or it's off, right? So if you have Smurf power in the moment, then what you can do is replace one of the D6s with a special Smurf power die. And the Smurf power die is different in that it has 4 neutral faces and 2 critical faces. And when you make your roll, if you succeed and you also get that critical face pointing up, you have a critical success. Now, if you fail the roll and you have a critical value on the Smurf die up, you have a critical failure. So it goes both ways. So that's the long and short of the game. 4 stats. The difficulty is determined by how many D6s you're rolling, and you can get rid of D6s by spending effort. There are no hit points in the game. And when you have lost all your effort in 2 of your stats, you're smurfed out. You're done, and you can take no further actions in the game.
So are there archetypes amongst the different kinds of Smurfs, or is it just, or all the Smurfs the same, just how you spread out your statistics? Is that what makes them different?
Well, the Smurfs in the game, the other thing beyond the mechanics, every Smurf has a motivation. And your motivation is important, and that's what really makes you different. And when the storyteller, Smurf, is seeing you work in your motivation into the game, they'll reward you with Smurf berries. And you can use Smurf berries in the game to activate powers of NPCs or to buff up your stat value temporarily for 1 roll. In addition, every Smurf has a piece of equipment, and that equipment tends to be something iconic for that Smurf that also gives you a bonus. So between your Smurfy name that you're going to give your Smurf, your motivation, and your equipment, that's what makes you different, in addition to your stat distributions. And within the book, there are a huge number of traditional Smurfs that folks remember that are statted out. So you can just transfer. If you want to be Hefty Smurf, you'll see the suggested stat array for it, motivation, and everything else. And you can just copy that right in and get started.
So tell us a little bit more about motivation. Is that like an archetype Smurf that you're creating? Because it's your motivation, like, I want to be a carpenter Smurf.
Well, remember, Ron, each Smurf, if you remember from your childhood, each Smurf is his own archetype, right? We've got Brainy Smurf. We've got Handy Smurf, who might be your equivalent of Carpenter Smurf. And, as an example,
I'd have to see his union book first.
Right. What is Brainy's motivation, everyone? Brainy's motivation is to prove that he is the smartest Smurf of them all. I'm not even sure if that's what I wrote in the book, but it's something along those lines.
Okay, so
right?
that's more like a character. So the motivation is just your character direction that you determine when you make the character.
Right. Now,
I would say his motivation is also not to land on his head.
Yeah, he has sub motivations probably, but so in Brainy, if you're the Brainy Smurf character, you are going to in every moment try to show how you're the smartest. You also in the game will have you can have a kind of Smurfy advantage as well, and that's another hidden piece. Every one of the Smurfs has a mechanical kind of special thing. They might get it a +2 to certain types of die rolls, or they might be able to remove a D6 from a die roll. But that's all in there too. So I guess, Ron, motivation, advantage, and your equipment is really what makes every Smurf a little bit different.
Okay. There was a question from the crowd. Michael from Pittsburgh asks, what era of the Smurfs is this game based on?
Oh, that's a great question. So the game is based on what we'd consider the classic comics of Peyo. That's what it's based on. We might all remember how this was portrayed in the 80s cartoon. And then, of course, in later eras, they added a whole new village, the village behind the wall, and full of Smurfs who were female. And so all of that is reflected in the game. But you can play as these original Smurfs that we all remember from childhood, or for those who are a little bit younger than, say, I am, who remember these Smurfs behind the wall, you can play as one of those Smurfs as well. So it covers the entire era of Smurfdom.
Oh, okay.
Do you have stats for Smurflings? Because I remember from the cartoons there were a few.
Yeah, absolutely. Not all of them, but Natty Smurf is in there, and boy, Sassette is also statted out in there. Let's see, and there are a couple of others.
Was Natty Smurf? Was he from Baltimore?
No, he's like natural Smurf. He's
it wasn't Natty Bo Smurf.
No, not at all. And who was the other one? There's
Snappy.
Snappy Smurf. Yeah, he's in there too. So most of the Smurflings are in there. Yeah,
okay,
cool.
Now we do have a question from the crowd, and it happens to come from the other guest who's on this evening, Anthony Simeone. Oh, what? Why does that always happen?
He was here and then he was gone.
Anthony. Technology.
I'm here.
Technology.
It's Ron's fault. Hi, I'm here.
Technology is hard, but Anthony, you asked the question in the chat. Why don't you go ahead and ask it?
I did. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Glad to be here. Hey. Well, I wanted to ask Keith, are there any role-playing advantages in the, to the mechanics since this is a Smurf game, to say the word Smurf as much as possible during a game session? I mean, I have to imagine there is, but let us know about that.
Well, you know what? There is no mechanical advantage to saying Smurf, but it's always Smurfy to say Smurf. And,
sounds Smurftastic, yeah.
Smurftastic. And it might earn you Smurf berries to see how many Smurfs you can Smurf into a sentence.
Yeah. There's always a balance. There's a fine balance. You don't want to over Smurf it, right? You don't want to annoy your game master. I don't know
if you can ever have too much Smurf.
Well, I don't know. You haven't met Ron then. I don't know. Ron, is there such a thing as too much Smurfing at your Smurf table?
There's not.
Okay, so all right then. We have carte blanche to Smurf it up.
Look, I wore my Smurf shirt tonight.
All right, that's Smurfy.
Yeah, Ron, I've got mine too. I've got one of mine.
There you go. Uh-oh.
He's trying to.
Well, while he's don't hurt yourself, Ron. My other question was, so are some of the classic villains? I mean, do you have Gargamel statted up in there? Do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Azrael
and Gargamel are both statted out in there.
Okay.
You have, the Holly Bird. You might remember the Purple
Yeah.
Smurfs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for those
Nah.
who really dove into the comics, Robot X-X13 or X13. So he's
You
statted
cut.
out in there.
Yeah.
Who was the female antagonist?
Hagatha.
Yeah, and in here
Hagatha, yeah.
we have the good witch in this one, and so Witch Rachel is in here as well, and a lot of the friends of the Smurfs are in here too. We have more of the foes like Big Mouth, Fafnir the dragon, and folks like that. But we also have what a lot of people really wanted, and what's in here. We do have Johan and Pee-wee, who are in here. So they are there.
Is Pee-wee's goat statted?
Yeah, and we call him Pee-wit from the original Peyo comic, but Pee-wit and his goat Annie are both statted out in the foes part of it. Yeah, and if you don't remember, Johan had a horse, Bayard, and Bayard is also statted out within the book.
Well, Daniel Lawrence asks, the real question is, how many Smurf miniatures does Ron have? It's more than 40.
Well, and the good news is if you bought the box set, you don't have to have any Smurf minis because it comes with standees in the box set that you can put up. It has a giant Gargamel standee and then a bunch of little Smurf standees. So you can almost to scale, you can have Gargamel chase them through the woods.
I'm not even sure what to say about that comment that's up on the screen. We're going way back if we're going to ColecoVision. We're going way back.
That was before my time.
Well, the Smurfs have never stopped being on video games. I believe whatever game system you have right now, there's a Smurf game for it. They even have a Mario Kart type game for Smurfs. They have an adventure game where you're jumping around and doing stuff. So they've always been there. And of course, they have a TV series that I believe it's on Netflix.
Yes. And you know what? I love the Smurfs. I really hope I can get a small group together within my larger group of gaming friends who games at the game room at my house to play. If not, I'll call a fake page staff meeting and then just put character sheets in front of everybody when they get there and go, okay, this is team building.
This is your mission assignment.
There you go.
Yeah. He's not even kidding a little bit.
No, I'm not.
No, yeah, he's absolutely not.
It sounds like a great team meeting.
You got to think. You got to think outside of the box, especially if the box came from Jokey.
You do, and
no, don't open the box if it's from Jokey.
Yeah.
Jokey's a great one.
So
what is Ron? What is your favorite Smurf?
It's hard to say. I think they all had their own charm to them.
Sure.
When I go back and I watch the old Saturday morning cartoon version of the Smurfs, one thing jumps out at me is that often they're pretty mean to each other. And you didn't really pick up on that, especially even like Papa Smurf was pretty mean.
I noticed that too.
Some people will say, "Oh, he was stern." No, he was downright mean in some cases.
They're flawed. That's why we love the Smurfs as kids, right? These are flawed little beings, at times being mean to each other, at times being incredibly kind. I mean, these are, I was going to say flesh and blood, but these are, crayon and pencil beings. They
reflect humanity in itself.
They do. And I think that's why we love them, because you didn't see all these goody two-shoes Smurfs, but you saw Smurfs who at times, Hefty wasn't exactly the nicest guy to some of the Smurfs. Smurfette certainly went through a period where she was not very nice at all. So all of them have had their
Especially-
day.
Once she dyed her hair blonde, she got better though.
She
Yeah.
did. She did.
She wasn't even a real Smurf.
Well,
was a-
she was a
was a
construct,
Spoilers.
right? She's a construct made out of blue clay. And
Yeah.
but over time, as you follow it through, she becomes a real Smurf. No
Right.
different than any other Smurf.
But it's funny, Ron. I got that feeling too when I watched the Smurfs as an adult, and I saw Papa Smurf and like his sharp tongue to many of the Smurfs. I'm like, wow. And I didn't pick up any of that when I was young, and I was just like, wow, he's so mean.
Yeah, he was mean. Now speaking of sharp tongued, we're gonna mix in a few questions for our other guest tonight. And Kevin, feel free to fire questions at Anthony. He's not good on his feet, so fire some questions at him. But
no body shaming. I already shame my body enough as it is for myself.
So many of our viewers know Anthony as the ringmaster, we'll call him, of our Down the Dark Stairway Shadow Dark Mega event. But what you didn't know is that Anthony works very hard to try to get not only his fiction out there, his fan fiction, but also write adventures. And he enters a lot of adventure contests and things like that. But you recently had a story kind of sort of hit the big time. You want to tell us about that?
Well, it depends on what you think about big time. It's well, if there's a little YouTube channel, I don't mean to belittle the channel, but there's a YouTube channel that I don't know if you're any Dragonlance fans out there. It's called Dragonlance Saga. So it's run by a guy named Adam Campbell, great guy. And about beginning of the year, he put out a call for a fan fiction anthology based in Dragonlance, the world of Krynn. And, one of the first fantasy novels I ever read was a Dragonlance novel. And to be honest, it wasn't even the Chronicles. It wasn't even Dragons of Autumn Twilight, the first novel written by Weiss and Hickman. It was Stormblade. So I read, and I found it. I remember vividly finding this novel on like my 5th grade class bookshelf during reading time, and like I fell in love with the world from there. And then found the Chronicles, found Weiss and Hickman's work, obviously, and like the rest is history. So that was that was even more than Tolkien, more than any other author. Like Dragonlance was real formative for me as just a reader. And then when I got into role playing and I started to create adventures, I was always the forever GM in my group, and I think that also fostered my writing, my love of writing. So they all kind of went hand in hand. So I hit 50 last year, and I've dabbled in writing. I have some little stories here published here and there, but I have, like any aspiring writer, I have a ton of stuff always sitting in my back of my head, including adventures. And, this call went out, and I'm like, what, let me try to get serious about my writing again. It's a free publication because nobody owns the IP here. Unfortunately, WotC owns it, right? So it's a free anthology. Hopefully they won't send out a Knockwood cease and desist order still. We're still kind of sitting here like, is the hammer going to drop because they're jerks over there? But no, we love you, WotC. Don't give us a cease and desist. Anyway, but there, I was just like, this story's been cooking in my head. I've wanted to do a campaign for a long time in Dragonlance, and there's some characters and NPCs that were cooking in my head. I'm like, let me give them life in a story. And the story called Hunters and Seekers from the anthology that I wrote. I had an 8,000 word limit, but these characters came to life to me so much that the story ends on a cliffhanger. And I already know a lot about their backstory. I know what's going to happen in the next story, and I want to keep writing them. So whether or not there's another anthology like this that Adam puts out, or whether or not I just publish this free for myself on my website someday, if I publish more of it, just again, for free, for the world to consume, just for love of this shared world of Dragonlance that I think a lot of us also, it's been around for over 40 years now. I mean, a lot of us love this very rich, vibrant world that was created. And this was just an homage and a labor of love for us to put this out into the world. So I hope everyone enjoys it, and I'm really looking forward to some feedback from everyone. Yeah, it was a great experience all around. So
all right, the chat started buzzing with a few of the things that you said. DM Tails West says, "Wait a minute, you're only 50?"
I know. I know. I know.
Wow, now
Don't
we're
let the
age.
don't let the beer. I owe it all to unclean living. Yeah. So I'm already in my Santa Claus phase. I know. So, but I'm younger than I might appear. What's that, Papa Smurf?
F Menser. F Menser WI says, "Oh, you're only 50. I thought you were my contemporary, but you're young enough to be my grandson."
I'll take it. Hey, man. Maybe I am. You never know. I'll take it.
I just love it when Ron just makes up fake people in chat.
Look here.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Here's Wes trying to deny more things. First it was stealing eggs, and it was sending hate mail. Now it's this. Jeez, Louise, Wes.
I thought there was going to be no body shaming, no beard shaming. Come on, guys. You cut me deep here.
Oh.
Yeah, but shocking as it may be, I am only 50. So, but I may look older. But it was, hey, I earned this gray. Okay, lots of sitting around role playing and writing. But
Anthony, I've heard a lot of people, Dragonlance is a favorite for a lot of people in TTRPGs. And, what is your favorite of all those books, of the published books? Do you have a favorite? I mean, Tell the Twins, that series.
I'm going to have to go just straight.
Were a lot of fun. And
yeah, I mean, listen, the Legends, everyone loves, Chronicles is where it started, but Legends is where it got really sort of more mature and nuanced, right? So the second trilogy that Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman wrote is really where it kind of comes into its own, and it definitely gets a little more mature, a little more weighty, a little more heavier themes, and a little darker, But Chronicles, I don't know, it's kind of a tie, I just got an old copy of the Annotated Chronicles. It's kind of like a new treasure in my collection, which I had a copy years ago and it disappeared. So I'm looking forward to diving back into Chronicles and kind of starting the reading process over again. I've read it so many times in my life, but yeah, I would have to say though, I don't know, Chronicles and Legends kind of are really just the originals. I don't know. How about you? Do you have are you a fan? And do you have a favorite?
Well, I certainly read them. I would say that probably Chronicles with the stories of Raceland are probably some of my favorites. Yeah,
Raceland, classic character, angsty, for being a teenager, perfect character to read when you're an angsty teen, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, were there new books coming out? Did I hear something like there's some, or am I making that up?
Yeah. They just published recently, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey time travel stuff like Dragons of the Sea, Dragons of, etc. So that came out a few years ago after a bunch of infighting, or well, not infighting, but fighting with WotC and over legalities and such. Go figure. And now they're going to put out another book called, I think it's called War Wizard. I think it's kind of like back with Huma and his friend Magius.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so it's for me, my story, where I've been dreaming about a campaign for a long time, like right after the War of the Lance. It's a very unexplored time. It's like, the War of the Lance ends in Dragons of Autumn Twilight, Winter Night, and Spring Dawning. So after Spring Dawning, there's this period of time between that and like the Legends books where there's not really a lot of exploration. So I was just like, okay, what was going on in that time and what can I dream up? And, my campaign plans were kind of centered around the city of Haven from the IP, from the actual IP of Dragonlance. So I'm like, well, what was happening in 356 after the Cataclysm? So it's like 3 years after the War of the Lance. I'm like, well, what would be happening in Haven? I just came up with this bounty hunter, Charles Breck is his name, and his band of fellow bounty hunters and they're cleaning up the remnants of the Seeker religion. And again, this is, if you don't know the lore, I'm probably speaking Greek to you right now, but if anyone knows the lore of Dragonlance, you kind of get where I'm going. But so they're finding the Seeker religion after the cataclysm happened on Krynn. The old gods kind of left, and this hokey Seeker fake religion came up and really abused the populace, abused the people. So across the world, or at least the continent that they're on. So Haven was sort of the Seeker religion headquarters, and so they're in the fallout, sort of hunting these Seekers down and trying to bring them to justice. So that's kind of where the story starts out, and then goes from there. So definitely looking forward to. Was hoping somebody would have read the story or listened to it. It's Adam, the guy who owns the website VL Saga and the YouTube channel. He did audiobook like voiceovers for all 12 stories, and
wow.
each story is at least
cool.
yeah. So he's got a great voice. He's got a great on his channel. He does a lot of dramatic readings of old Dragonlance stuff. So he did the voiceovers for all 12 books, all 12 stories. Sorry, and they range from like a half hour to 45 minutes. Mine's on the longer end, but he did all the narration, does all kinds of character voices, amazing stuff. And it was all it's all free for download, obviously. So you can get PDF, ebook, or audiobook download from his website.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, it's amazing. It was a real labor of love for him and for us, the writers.
So when you write, are you the kind of person that like uses an outline, or do you kind of just like discover it as you write?
I guess I'm kind of a combination of what they call a planner and a pantser, like a pantser by seat of the pants, writing from the seat of the pants.
Yep.
So it's sort of, I have a basic outline kind of comes to mind, and it's really a correlation with adventure writing. You have this kind of burst of inspiration, and you're like, okay, well then I have the basic outline, but I'm daydreaming about it enough, and I don't want to get too into my head and navel gaze too much. So eventually, you got to get out of the navel gazing and the daydreaming and the planning and the outlining, and you got to go just start writing, because then the characters start coming to life and they start surprising you. And you really have to do a first draft. Real writing is rewriting, and that's a step that a lot of people miss. A lot of people are always writing like, I got to get it perfect the first time, and I got to be a perfectionist and just do one draft. But the draft, the first draft, and if I can give anybody advice on writing, read Stephen King's On Writing book, where what he tells you in there is invaluable. And I know people have mixed feelings about Stephen King and quality of his writing, but his advice is get that first draft out as fast as you can, get it as good as you can. Keep the edge of your narrative blade sharp. Just go and get it out. And then the real writing is the craft of rewriting it. So that's been invaluable too over my writing career, is because I was such a perfectionist. And the reason why I stalled in my life, besides getting out of college, getting a job, getting married, having kids, just living a life. And then you're like, okay, life, I'm reaching a certain age. I want to write now, get serious. I put it off for everything else. Now it's like that advice has been invaluable to save time and save aggravation and get away from perfectionism. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I love Stephen King's On Writing book. I read that like maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's something I still have and still reread occasionally.
Yeah. And anyone who's writing adventures, anything, like the formula fits. So, it's.
Well,
it's
at the end of the day, the only way to write is to write.
Yeah. You just got to get it out. You got to just do it and sit down and don't judge yourself, don't show it to other people while you're writing, like when that first draft is still happening, like write it, get that first draft, and then do a rewrite like at least once, and then you can start opening the door, like Stephen King says. You can start writing with the door open and letting other people read it, but to get some feedback. But yeah, it's a beginning is a very delicate time, so you don't want to get like too into like, hey, read my half-finished story, because I did that in the past too. People are like, it's not that great, or it could be, and I'm like, well, and I would give up, but it was a first draft, so why give up when something's, you don't half bake a cake and say, here, enjoy, and it's like, people are going to hate it. So
The now, Kevin, you've done quite a bit of writing as well, have you not?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the when you're writing things of this sort, whether you're writing something with a Dragonlance overlay in the background, or you're writing about the Smurfs. Tell us about how much research did you have to do in order to make sure that you were making the Smurfs role-playing game as authentic as possible? Because the Smurfs are not a new thing. They've been around.
They are not. Yeah.
Forever, especially in Europe and things like that. Extremely popular. I actually wrote a paper in college about the Smurfs.
Oh, you did? Okay.
About how they were communist propaganda.
Oh, sure.
And
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
well, you laugh, but it's true.
It is.
They all have their own craft and trade. They all
you know what's funny, Ron? What's funny about
they have
the
a
Smurfs?
single unit. They have a single unit of monetary value in the Smurfberry. Gargamel is the capitalist who first wants to eat the Smurfs, and then he wants to turn them into gold.
Ron, you're reading way too much into fun little guys. So back in the day,
wait, hold on. Well, they're not communists. They're a union. Yeah. Ron. Well, and Papa Smurf is the union head. The union head.
I'm going to be coming to your house tonight with a baseball bat. I'll show you union.
The origin of the Smurfs is a pretty interesting story, right? Peyo was an artist, okay? And he did comics, and that's how he made his living. And he did The Magic Flute, which was this comic and story about Johann and Peewit. And in it, in a little small part of the cartoon, these little blue elves appear in the comic, right? And these are the Smurfs, the first appearance of the Smurfs. And he kept getting requests, write more about those little blue guys. And if you're an artist and you're selling your wares, you're going to find out what do people like and what do they want. And so he wrote more about the little blue guys, and well, the Smurfs sold, and then they ended up with their own comic book and everything else. And so he built these small little fun adventures featuring these Smurfs who all had basically a single dimension to them that were imperfect in the way they interacted with each other. They created as much drama just within the village as without to entertain people, right? And that's kind of the origin. So going back to Ron's question, how did I prepare? Well, Ron, luckily there are anthologies now out there of all the Smurfs comics. And so I went back to the original source, made sure I had all the anthologies and published comics, and went through all of them, and then took copious notes around all the original source materials from Peyo. I did pay attention to, but less attention to things like the cartoon and such, because really the Smurfs game is based on the original Peyo comics. And, certainly there is influence from pop culture on it as well. But, that's the original inspiration for it, is the original source material that he put together. So, but it's a lot to go through. I mean, and, it's kind of interesting because as you read through it, you start learning things you had forgotten or never knew. Things that never made it into that 80s TV show.
Yeah. And, I know research is important. My wife, Jennifer, is also an author. And she's actually writing a fan fiction novel based in the Forgotten Realms. And she's been doing a ton of her own research, but unfortunately she leans on a local expert way too often to confirm her research is correct and her thoughts are correct. But I don't know how many words she's in right now and what she's writing, but it's pretty voluminous, and hopefully she'll get it out there for people to see sometime soon. Anthony, I know you said you've been going back and you've reread things. How much research did you put in to prep for your project?
Yeah, definitely had to go. I went online and went in some of the role playing books that I have, to look up everything. There's a few spoilers. There's a few Draconians. It's not Dragonlance without post War of the Lance era without Draconians, right? So went to the game books for Draconians and which ones were which, and when they die, which one explodes. I don't have all that retained in my head. Is it the Baz or the Bozak? Which one turns it turns and blows up, and which one turns to a pool of acid? Things like that. So there was that, and then it was going online and what was happening in the city of Haven. So it was a decent amount where I wanted to be as lore accurate as possible between reading the books, reading the game books, and then going online. So it was a fair amount to actually place it in that time period, and it really isn't explored that much, so it's kind of piecing it together. So some of it is creative license, but yeah, it definitely was, a few hours here and there of research every time, it's kind of getting back into the writing, but yeah.
And let me add one thing too. One of the things about the Smurfs game, of course, it's a licensed IP.
Mm-hmm.
This is licensed, PAO licensed thing. So everything that I wrote for the book and everything, all the characters and everything was reviewed by the IP holder. So that's the other side when you're working with copyright or IP material. You may be the person writing it and doing it, but again, the IP holder remains, the source and the font of review and knowledge, and they want to make sure you get everything right.
And
yeah, now you had also mentioned to me that that they control the artwork also that you could use or put into the product, right?
Oh yeah, all the art in the book is from PAO, from the company PAO.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's kind of great. So anyone who has the materials from the Smurf books, if you are a fan of the Smurfs, the art that was done, and there is original art that was done for the Smurfs role-playing game, that was all done by the PAO Art Studios.
Yeah, so no work for you there, Chet. You'll have to do some fan fiction. You'll have to do some fan art and slip it out on your, at your booth.
So I know you've read the comics, but what is your favorite Smurf TV episode?
Oh, well, the favorite Smurf, I get them confused because I believe probably if I go back to those, I believe they did do the storyline of King Smurf in the cartoon. And in the Smurf comics, it's a great one. If you remember this one, Papa Smurf goes away and says, "My little Smurfs behave." And they essentially right away divide the village between north and south.
Yep.
And they engage in and eventually you have, and I think there were 2 different episodes of this, but then someone comes forward and they become King Smurf, and then the rebels go off into the woods and live like Robin Hood until Papa Smurf comes back. And then, of course, he comes back to the village and he's very disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that was a fun episode.
Yeah, so that one's a good one. I think that it's funny because it's the Smurfs against themselves, right? It's all these story ideas. Smurf versus Smurf, Smurf versus nature, all that good stuff. And the Smurf versus Smurf stories are fun.
It's blue on blue. I like to call that blue on blue violence. Blue on blue crime.
And I saw in the chat that someone talked about Gargamel needed the Smurfs intact and unspoiled. He did for a lot of spells. And for those who have the role-playing game, you'll see that Gargamel happened to write a portion of the 3rd book of Papa Smurf's little section on magic. Gargamel takes over and it provides you with a bunch of spells that they do require a Smurf to work. So, there's there's those poor little Smurfs. Gargamel really wanted them.
I always felt that there was like an undercurrent of real like darkness to the Smurfs. Seriously, like especially with Gargamel, like he was like a necromancer, or he was into like Smurf sacrifice. I mean, it was
Yeah,
kind
he's a
of
wizard and alchemist.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
terrifying actually.
yeah.
The episode that sticks out for me is kind of dark, like the purple Smurfs, right? Where it's like a Smurf apocalypse, where they're just like the Smurfs are almost wiped out.
Yeah, it's a
Or at least that
stand-in for
villain.
like a zombie apocalypse, right? That's what the
Yeah.
purple Smurfs are. And
Yeah.
and there definitely are purple Smurfs statted out in here. And although it's unpublished, I did write an adventure for Cons, Ron, that's all around the purple Smurfs.
Well, Chet's a big fan of the purple Smurfs, and he was cosplaying as a purple Smurf last year at EdCon, and he was going around biting people and yelling "Ganap" when he was doing it. Most people didn't appreciate it. A few of us understood it and tolerated it. It was, something to behold. But we have a good question in chat from JC in New Hampshire. JC in New Hampshire asks, would it be acceptable if I made a Smurf character called Drunky Smurf?
Well, here's what I'll say, and I've had a lot of questions like that. Whatever you do at your own table is fine. There are character Smurf creation rules in the beginning of the book, and at your table, you make whatever kind of Smurfs you want to make.
So what do you think of that, Jen? Do you have any advice for JC in NH?
Boozy Smurf?
Boozy Smurf.
I would tell JC only one shot. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be like Toki Smurf and
Michael Doherty says, I asked Chet to bite me again.
Oh, hey now. It's a family show. Come on.
So
and Ron, the only thing that I forgot to mention about the game, there is a base building aspect to the game. So everyone has their Smurf house, and there are mechanics around improving your little Smurf house that gives you in-game bennies.
As good members of the Smurf communist regime, of course they have housing and free healthcare.
And free food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor farmer Smurf. He's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, let's see. Matt Archibald says, don't sleep on Azrael. That was no mere familiar. Gargamel knew Azrael was that cat's true name. Oh, true name capitalized. I see.
He was it was a demon. It was a polymorph demon, Azrael.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a notched ear.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the tell. That was the giveaway. Yeah.
Chet, you have any questions for either guest here?
I'm looking forward to Concoction. I'm hoping both of you will make it.
No, Kevin's not going to be there because he's going to be at ModCon.
I'm going to be at ModCon. I am, yeah.
And, are you running Smurfs at ModCon?
Folks, I'm actually for ModCon. They're not modern, so I'm running a tank battle game instead.
Okay.
Are you going to be at Page next year? Because I want to try your Smurf game.
Oh yeah, well definitely. If you want to try it, I'll be there for sure. I know I've got my badge, so I'll definitely put a game in there.
Well, how about this? Can we get you to run a game for a few of us at ShireCon?
Yeah, I'll put. You want me to put one in for that? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah,
for sure.
Good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
And Anthony will be running Down the Dark Stairwell.
Of course. Yeah, at Concoction, or our next iteration of that. Yeah.
Throw some Smurfs in there.
Hey, anything. Shadow Smurfs. Yeah. Hey, that's it. That's it. They're going to be there now.
That's awesome.
Attack the light,
Shadow Smurfs.
Anthony. Attack the light.
That's right. Attack the light.
I hear you, honey.
Attack Smurf the light. Right.
Yeah, that's a fun system, Anthony. I've loved the
It
games that I've played of Shadow Dark. A fun, nice little tight system, and great dungeon crawlers. Yep.
Yeah, you should check out. Yeah, for sure. Check it out. Page 4. It was a blast. Page 1, a huge hit, and filled a wall full of dead characters. Corkboard full of dead characters. It was amazing. It was a highlight. People were coming back just to see all the dead characters on the corkboard. So yeah, it was fun.
So is that your favorite system to run, Anthony? Shadow Dark?
I'd say it's one of. I mean, if you want something that runs fast and easy, and it's not 5e, and it's not, and it's a unified mechanic, so it's different from the OSR systems. Yeah, I like running it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's I don't know, it's up there as far as like my whole lifetime. I really like Castles and Crusades, but I've run a lot with that. But Shadow Dark right now, as far as anything D&D flavored, it's probably like one of my top games, if not the, for sure.
Where's Conan falling there? Because you got a pretty enthusiastic group of players in your Conan game.
Yeah, I know. But Conan this new Conan system by Matt John. I really like it. I'm still getting used to it just because it has a lot more moving parts with the powers and the abilities, and how quickly this group of people is getting the experience points out of me by really writing a lot of. They're really getting into writing. Speaking of fan fiction, that's what some of my players are writing, is some fan fiction in between sessions to get that sweet bonus XP. So they're really racking up all the powers you can buy, and they're running around slicing up enemies like crazy. In true, Conan fashion, they're laying waste to hordes of enemies at any one time. They just took care of a bunch of Hyrcanians. They're taking care of some Serpent Men now. So, so it's up there too. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. It definitely captures the flavor of Conan's world.
Don't you mean those poor defenseless Serpent Men?
Listen, no mercy.
Exactly.
Enough talk.
Exactly.
Enough talk.
Yes.
No mercy. But no, it's up there. That's a good system. Just a little more fiddly, a little more moving parts, but more than Shadow Dark for sure.
All right.
So I love it.
So we do have a comment in chat from Dutch in Berks Co. Dutch in Berks Co. says, Smurfs, the Care Bears were more my jam.
You'll have to wait for the crossover adventure where the Care Bears are actually like owl bears. They actually don't care.
Is there a Care Bear role-playing game?
I don't
Not
know.
that I know of. That's Kevin's next project.
I don't think so. I mean, there certainly have been other games out there. Wasn't there a My Little Ponies kind of role-playing game?
There is.
Really?
It's out now, yeah.
But I'd say if, with Care Bears or something like that, there is a game out there that might capture some of that for you. You could probably run a Care Bears with like Girl by Moonlight.
Oh, maybe.
Using that system, maybe something like that.
What we need to see is a Smurfs Snorks crossover.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That would be amazing.
Well, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know. I think that's a different IP, but we could definitely do a Smurfs, Swoofs and Sweefs crossover.
Listen, we're getting too close to some words that I think we should back off this trail right now. So
Smurfs and Sweefs, okay.
Yeah.
But I like the Snorks. It's like the land versus the sea, right? I mean, Snorks rise up from the ocean depths to like invade Smurfdom. I don't know. That's where my mind goes.
That would be fun.
The My Little Pony TTRPG is not even talking sarcastically. It's really well done, says Michael Doherty.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Bronies unite.
Yeah, Wes Allen from DM Tales says, "I want a Gummy Bears RPG."
No, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
You mean gummy or care?
No, Gummy Bears.
you
Don't
mean
you
the
remember?
Gummy Bears?
Yeah, that was a cartoon on
Okay.
Saturday mornings too.
Oh,
The
I
elderberry
remember
juice
watching
That's
it on
right.
Disney Channel.
that's right.
Anthony.
They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears.
Now,
What?
Gummy bears bouncing
That's-
here and there and everywhere.
Now I have the song
Oh my
stuck in
God.
my
Adventure
head.
that
Thank
they
you so
can't
much.
compare.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
think we,
that's
I
right.
think we,
Daring,
I
courageous,
think we
and
just
scary.
figured out. Hey, Phil, what county do you
We
live in?
broke Phil.
I moved recently. I don't live in Berks County anymore. So Dutch and Berks Co.
Oh, you don't know Dutch and Birchco?
Gummy bears. Now it's in my head.
Yeah.
Damn it, Phil.
Hey, man. Yeah, after the show, just look up the intro music on YouTube, and
Excise it. Right.
yeah,
So,
right.
so Alina the cleric, the original Alina the cleric, the player who played Alina the cleric from the old Menser Red Box set,
Yeah.
who played in Frank's home campaign. She says she could take Gargamel. And any thoughts on that? Because I mean, she fell to Bargle, so I mean,
Yeah. Bargle versus Gargle.
Well, I
She could
gotta
take
say, if you look at all the writings of the Smurfs comics or cartoons, they always get away from that guy. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
I mean, every time. So I mean, his bark is worse than his bite.
I always felt there should be a Bambi moment with the Smurfs with Gargamel to add some real tension for the child watching that. You remember what happened to Red Shirt Smurf? I hope that doesn't happen to Jokey. I hope that doesn't happen to Smurfette.
Well, the thing from whether it's watching the cartoon or reading the comics, the Smurfs always make it through to the end. We haven't lost a Smurf yet.
Just don't run out of effort.
Don't run out of effort. That's right. You lose your little effort, and you're going to be Smurfed out.
No truer words have ever been spoken than this. If you can sing these theme songs, it differentiates you from being from Gen X to Gen Y. I agree. Let's see.
Yeah, gummy bears has a new connotation now in the early 21st century there.
Well, I was a little disappointed that Phil didn't sing the song to the Smurfs. That's kind of a shame.
Oh gosh, I think that we need to do that together. What do you think?
I don't think he was.
I don't know if I remember it off the top.
You know,
come on.
You have to remember it.
You know what I think will be a great. You know what I think will be a wonderful addition to Page this year, and we'll even put aside an hour on the main stage for it. Kevin, I think you should lead any willing participant in a dance of the 100 Smurfs at Page.
A dance of the 100 Smurfs. Okay. That'll be interesting.
Do we know? Do we have any idea pre Peo? Has anybody traced back further origins like of pre-Smurf creatures that could be considered like precursory ideas to the Smurfs that Peo, put on paper? And the reason I ask that is because we have the extremely talented folklorist Dr. Emily Zarka with us at Page this year. And, I think it would be interesting to maybe have her and you on a panel to talk about, maybe what the precursors to the Smurfs were in, Earth lore.
Sure. Well, certainly a lot of Western legends around little creatures, little helpers that could be origins in Peo's mind. I don't know. Good question.
Sure.
Now,
Brownies.
I'm wondering what came first, the Smurfs or the Snorks?
Smurfs.
Oh, Smurfs for sure.
Smurfs are from the 50s.
Yeah.
50s, I think.
Yeah, they're early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're from the 50s.
Yeah.
Chet, did you watch the Smurfs growing up? That's your time frame. That's your age group.
Yeah, I watched him. I actually, when I was a little kid, my mom had this terrarium, and we actually set up a little Smurf village in there. And
Oh, cool.
every time I would get a new Smurf, I'd get to put it in there, and did that for many, many years.
Yeah, remember you used to be able to go in these Hallmark gift stores that had the cards
Yes.
and everything else, and they had the huge selection of Smurfs, soccer Smurf, hockey Smurf, whatever Smurf, and you could get your Smurf, and yeah, everyone had them at one point.
Yeah, the little figurines.
Yeah, that's right.
The little I don't know if they
Like
were
a hard.
plastic or-
They were
like
like
hard
kind of like
rubber.
a flexible plastic, like a high density polyethylene, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, just the kind of stuff you want kids to put in their mouth. But
Yeah, my little sister had a bunch of those. You know,
is this the sister
jeez.
that
I
when
literally
you want-
I did it to
when
myself.
she caught you using her hair dryer and demanded you give it back, it caused a fight, which led her to breaking your arm.
Oh, wow.
No, it was my finger. It was my right middle finger.
Yes. So your younger sister beat you up over a hair dryer.
I wouldn't say it beat me up. It is inadvertent accident.
Now, has the trauma from that healed now, since there's no chance you will need to use her hair dryer?
Yeah, I saw her on Mother's Day and I could barely hug her.
Yeah.
The pain is still there.
Was it throbbing through the finger?
That has subsided over the years.
Okay.
So no.
Did you get her a hair dryer for Christmas?
Did I get her a hairdryer for Christmas?
Yeah.
I have not. No, she can buy her own damn hairdryer if she needs a hairdryer.
This is why you got your finger broken, Phil. There's no remorse that you stole her hairdryer.
Shared asset. Shared family asset.
You should find a Smurf with a hair dryer and get it for her.
This is Matt Archibald always seems to get right to the heart of the matter.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Well, that's because you're drinking clear alcohol over there.
It's
Again.
water. It's
We've
water. It
talked
just went
about
down the
this.
wrong way.
Huh?
It's water. It just went down the wrong way.
There he goes. It weeded out the weaklings. I see. And cold nights with a front rolling in, Phil still feels the old wound. Yes.
Yeah, I should have gone to therapy much earlier in my life. Still dealing with it. No, I went to school that day because that happened in the morning before school. I went to school that day and toughed it out all day, and my finger was mangled, like mangled.
Oh.
And then went to the hospital afterward to find out that it was broken.
And how did that make you feel, Phil?
How did that?
like a woman trapped in a man's body, I guess.
Yeah,
Hey. Rule number 1, never tell Ron any embarrassing stories about yourself.
Oh, my
Exactly.
goodness.
Don't tell him anything. He'll use it against you for the rest of
Never
your life.
show weakness. Never show weakness.
Yeah.
And he will beat
in
you
front of
down
Ron.
like a dead horse.
It's time for some glue. That's what Ron says when he
Yeah.
sees that limp horse limping.
So, all right. What questions do we have from the crowd? I mean, you've been throwing out questions. You know, Dutch and JC were good enough to throw out some questions as well. what other questions do you have for our guests tonight? So we can we'll let them go off to sleep, because Anthony needs to be up early and ready to go to run an excellent Conan game tomorrow.
Hey, Anthony, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. So, are we ever going to see from you like your own stories going out there under your own name? Is that in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So, listen, I mean, I've submitted my fair share of stories that have been rejected. Hey, listen,
Sure.
authors have a lot of stories that have been rejected. So, hey, listen, some of those I'm going to publish myself, maybe someday online, but I'm always working on another project. So whether or not I get published in something big or small or whatever, yeah, I'm definitely going to be starting to put more stuff out there now. It's now or never. Now or never. So for sure.
That's
So
great.
stay tuned.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, Kevin, do you plan on doing more with the Smurfs now? I know you have to go through Payo, but are you going to publish modules?
Well,
or-
and again, I'm not the publisher, right? Maestro Media is the publisher of the game. I'm the creator and writer. And, it's through the IP. I guess it depends, right? It depends what the market demands on all that. And that's, I guess, to be continued. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
So for people who forgot to pledge and decide they want the game now, is it available?
Well, it will be soon. I think within the next few weeks, you'll see it hit some retail places, and it will be at some local game stores that already have some stock of it from the Kickstarter. We'll see. I'll definitely get in touch with Ron, and I'll let Ron know when it kind of goes out more widely when I have that info. But for now, I'd say check your local game shop to see if they have it, and ask them about it because they may be able to order it.
So, Kevin, not to put you on the spot, but you think we can get a signed copy of the core rules for our charity auction at Page in January?
Yeah, I think we can do that. Ron. Yeah, thanks for asking. Sure.
Yeah. And Anthony, are we going to get a signed copy of your anthology for the charity auction?
Hey, listen. Listen, it's not going into print. That's strictly forbidden. But hey, listen, I'll have to listen, Ron. I know you've been bugging me to also to write some stuff and maybe start trying to publish my stuff. Hey, listen, I'm going to be eventually publishing some adventures, so I would love to start doing that. So maybe I'll be able to get an adventure printed out someday, and I can sign that, and it'll be auctioned off.
Listen, you have the two principals of Orange Cat Games here. In the call, we'd be happy to take a look at.
Hey, listen, I'm in, man. Hey, there's the one I wrote up for you guys when we were playing Shadow Dark. So with the volcano with the lair in, right? So I'm gonna formalize that, man, and I'll put a proposal together for you and Chet, man. Hey, come on.
And just make sure there are no Stingbat miniatures involved when we do the play test.
That's right.
Wes will smash them all.
No Stingbats will be harmed in the creation of the adventure. I promise.
Brian,
Wes, unlike Wes Allen.
No respect for my property, Wes Allen.
Eggs, Stingbats. Come on, Wes.
Hate mail.
Brian Keena says, how about a Smurfs Birthright game? Smurfright.
Well, I can certainly pass that suggestion onward to those who are decision makers. Yeah.
Matt Archibald says he would like a signed 8x10 glossy photo for the auction. For the auction.
A photo of what though?
Phil?
Of Phil, yeah.
Phil's finger.
He's always asking for the Phil plushie.
Yeah. We got to get those plushies going.
Speaking of product, folks, concoction's just around the corner, and I picked up the t-shirts today.
Awesome. Yeah, looking great.
Oh, and I should say, while we're on here, hey, chat, I look forward to seeing you again soon at the next con so I can grab another puzzle. That was awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. I'm on it. Matt says he's on it. He's going to have a Smurf scenario ready for page 4. It's going to have to be called SMURPH, right? Though, or SMERPH. That would probably be safer. And make them like aquamarine in color.
Hey, Ron, before I forget, senility setting in over here. Was a name finalized for the concoction logo creature for the beholder?
Yes.
Connie.
Was it Connie?
It's Connie.
I know how much. Okay, it's Connie.
That may be subject to change because Connie's Connie.
Okay.
It's kind of weak.
Yeah.
It won the voting, but I'll go back on my word if we can get a better name for it.
I think.
Listen, my vote was for Brutus. I put forth Brutus. BREWTUS. Brutus. No? Okay. Back to the drawing board.
Jen, you had a name for the thing.
Cricket.
Put that alcohol down.
It's water.
Chug. Chug, Jen. Chug.
We'll come up with a name for that. Any other questions for our guests?
How long did it take you to write the story?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
It took me, I would say, gosh, it was, I started a little late too. So I would say probably all told, massaging it, kind of probably like 2 months, give or take, on and off. And it's not like consistent work, taking breaks and setting it aside for a few weeks to let it mellow and like let myself relax a little bit on the process and then get back into it. So I would say give or take 2 months. Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah.
is there a specific time of day that you prefer to write?
These days in my old age, it's definitely in the morning. Get to bed at a good time, wake up early and write, before everything else is going on. Sometimes slip in like some nighttime sessions or whatever, but yeah, during the day, wake up fresh, and just kind of get into it. Yeah, it's definitely my time. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Hey, this is what YouTube loves. Dead air, Ron. No.
La 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 la.
Yeah, why don't you guys sing the song here? I'm going to
Cue up the music, Ron.
now. Speaking of writing, we've got some exciting news.
Oh,
Yep, that the Page Book of Encounters is going to be back this year.
cool.
Wait a minute. I did something wrong. Ruh-roh. Okay, here it is. Well, I don't know how I can make this look better, but we'll try. We'll turn off there we go. So the Page Book of Encounters will be back. We have rules here for it, and Ed Stark is overseeing this, and this is going to go out soon, but we just got this in today. About 1,250 words. It should fill 2 pages, including any drawings or maps that you have. Should be using OSR format, and we give you the whole format this year, so it's all nice and consistent. So You've got cool terms and conditions that says that, we own the rights in perpetuity, but it doesn't stop you from, the rights revert to you, and you can do things with it later on. So, for those of you who are out there and you have the writing bug, we're going to be doing this, and I'm going to tell you a little secret that this isn't mentioning, but we're actually going to have 2 books this year. This is going to be the page 4 book of encounters, and then we're going to have the page book of encounters, the lost years, that'll go back and cover years 1 and 2 when we didn't do this. So plenty of opportunities to get into the book. I know Matt Archibald, who's in the chat, wrote quite a bit for it. Chet, you had something in there. Anthony, did you have something in the Book of Encounters last year?
No, but hey, man, I'll throw something in. Just let me know I'll check in with you with the parameters. Yeah. I'll throw something in.
We have it. We're gonna list it online, and we're looking forward to that. And
sure.
The other thing is, as we mentioned earlier before we came on the air, Tomb of the Ancient War King Kickstarter is on a FedEx truck right now with all the elements on its way to Orange Cat Central, where it will be doled out to all of the folks who pledged for physical rewards. So we're very excited about that, and that we're on the cusp. As soon as that's out, we're going to be launching something new. It's an encounter booklet, and it's pretty much done. So we're pretty excited about that as well. When I say an encounter booklet, it's going to be an adventure log for players, where they can keep all their notes in one place in an organized manner, but still have enough flexibility with the spacing and things like that on the page. Anthony, you've seen it, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
It's getting late, Ron.
You're not putting over the product properly.
I love it, Ron. It's great. It's genius, man. It's
genius. Show me on the Phil plushie where Ron hurt you.
It's not just one spot.
Right. I was gonna say
multiple spots.
All right. So any last questions for our guests before we let them go off into the night? Because Anthony's starting to get grumpy.
I hate Papa Smurf.
Yeah. You think you hate Papa Smurf now? Wait until I've got James Iriachi singing the Smurf song during the Conan game tomorrow.
Oh man. Ron.
Yeah, I always manage to take it somewhere uncomfortable. All right. With that being said, Kevin, thank you for joining us tonight. You have anything you want to leave us with?
No, thanks for having me. Look forward to the next page.
He's got nothing. He's like, just let me the hell out of here. Just release me from this hell.
Really?
Anthony, what do you got anything you want to say before you go offline? Because you're fading fast. You're almost like Jen right now. Jen's like slowly nodding off. She's had to
I'm still here
a couple of times.
Yeah, go to Adam's website, dlsaga.com, download the anthology, check out all the stories, and I would love to hear your feedback. If you want to get back to me, go to my website is silverbeardgames.com. So you can find me there. All my socials are connected there. So go and tell me what you think of my story once you read it or listen to it. Find me there, and we'll talk. And I'd love to hear your feedback on the story. So
I plan on giving your Dragon Slayer RPG module an appropriate review.
That's not out for review. Hey, listen. I put it in Fight On. I submitted to Fight On to Ignatius Umlauf magazine. So, and I make it more general for OSR games. So
Oh, see, there you
Not
go.
just
Now you're smartening up, pal.
right.
Now
It's
you're
not just
smartening
for
up.
it's not just for any certain game system. It's for OSR systems. I put it fight on. Check out Fight On 18. I'm gonna have an adventure in there. Fight On Magazine 18. That's one of my adventures is in there. So talk about getting published.
Before the show degenerates any further, as Matt Archibald's halfway through a fifth of bourbon right now.
He's on fire, man. He's on fire
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah. Oh, look there. Anthony, your worst nightmare.
What? Oh no, is that Arachi?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to do it live tomorrow, James. Do it live. Let your Smurf flag fly tomorrow, James.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. We're going to let you go, and we're going to get to some of the nuts and bolts of the show. But we'll see you soon, Kevin. I'll see you in September.
Yeah, definitely then.
And Anthony, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All righty.
Have a good night,
All right.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Have a good one, guys.
Kevin, nice to meet you.
You too,
See ya.
Anthony.
Yep. Good
Yeah.
night. Good night.
All right. Phil, you were having some technical problems. You kept coming on and off. Now you're all blurry.
Oh, I just got to get closer to the camera. And
I think that's your new glasses.
It's not.
Yes. It probably is. Yeah.
No, they do need to adjust the distance vision on the right lens. That they do need to do. It's a little off. The rest of it's brilliant. Like the intermediate and the reading is outstanding, and the left lens is outstanding. But there's a little adjustment needed on the right lens. So I'm gonna go back there next week and drop it off and tell them to go back to the old distance measurement on my old pair of glasses, which is definitely a step up from what the right lens is on these for distance. So
how many fingers is Phil holding up?
One crooked one from where his sister whooped his ass. Yeah, like the claw. You know what you look like when you're doing that? You look like Gus the Groundhog. Keep scratching.
Yeah, it's the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. All right. Phil, what do you want to go over before we end? But, let's take a real quick intermission here. All right.
Okay. Wow.
Oh man.
That's gonna be lingering for years.
Something tells me that there might be more where that came from.
What did I miss?
Neil's little dance that he did at EcclesiaCon. He did a little jig at Ron's table, and it got filmed, and now it's turned into propaganda.
Of course.
Page advertising. Yes. We're up to, let me see how many registrants we're up to for concoction. Oops.
Yeah. There was a little bit of activity today on the sales side of things, so it's definitely changed.
I'll tell you one thing that's really doing well is that the Warhammer 40K tournament has 25 participants in it.
Wow, that's a lot.
And it is quite a few. So, that's going extremely well. And I also understand, and I can't quite attest to this completely, but I understand that we kind of have a famous person by the name of Trevi, who's some sort of online content creator in the Warhammer community, who's coming to Concoction and is going to play in the tournament.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
The 40K people were nerding out about Trevi. I don't know who Trevi is, but they were nerding out when they heard he was going to be there. Tactical Trevi. Oh, he is pretty big. Hold on. He's got 88,000 followers on YouTube.
Wow, good for him.
Okay. Under
Still not as many as your friend.
Yeah, that's true. It's not as many as our friend Alicia, who works on the page staff. Hold on a minute. We got to do something here. Anthony, go to bed. You got to run Conan tomorrow. There we go. All right. Go to bed. Anthony, go to bed. Anthony, go to bed. He's not paying any attention.
He can't hear you.
Should we keep the
What? Are you still talking to me? Oh, wait.
Where'd he go? What happened?
Oh, hi.
Where
Oh, God.
Where'd he go? Okay. So, all right. So we're up to 616 registrants.
Wow, that's awesome.
For Concoction. And I can confirm a couple things. We will have tacos being served on site at the event. There will be a taco concessionaire who's supposed to be outstanding, which will include breakfast tacos.
Ooh.
And there will be pizza.
Damn, I knew I should have bought a ticket. Pizza and tacos? You're talking my language, Ron.
It's not too late.
No, you know what? I'm done talking to you about Concoction. Hold on a minute. Let's continue to talk about Concoction now that we've taken Jen off camera, so she's not participating.
We can have alcohol for her too.
There could be alcohol there, but not for Jen.
No,
I heard
that's okay. I can bring in my own.
I was told she's a her husband confided in me. Mm-hmm. She's a little bit of an angry drinker.
I am not. And if he told you that, I'll kick his ass.
See?
My goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. He is amazing.
So, Phil, do you have a trivia question?
Oh, there goes Ron.
Ron hopped off there.
I'm still here.
Here. Okay. Trivia question. Well, I mean, I could probably
for a Troll Lord Games gift certificate.
Okay. Well, I'll say, I mean, I could get one together, but I mean, it may not be the level of intricate detail that you typically ask for in the types of questions that you ask. But I could probably throw one together. Let me think about it a little bit. I mean, maybe more of a current, maybe more of a recurrent trivia question might get someone to grease the wheels here and actually win something. Let me think here. Okay, all right. Maybe this one's too easy, but let's make somebody happy this evening. As of 3 p.m. today, a Kickstarter ended. A monumentally successful Kickstarter ended earlier today at 3 p.m. I need the name of that Kickstarter and within $100,000, how much did it do?
Well, you got me stumped.
And you've got 60 seconds to answer, folks. 60 seconds.
So if you've been paying attention to the crowdfunding space, people have been buzzing about this for the last month. It ended today. It did an unimaginably high number, and we're talking about a role-playing game here. So what is it? And maybe I'll be a little bit more flexible with the actual final number, but what did it do as a final tally? Does anybody know? Anybody maybe backed it? Okay. All right.
Michael Doherty answered.
Michael Doherty. Okay, Dungeon Crawler Carl is the answer.
Oh, I was right.
And but the amount, it did higher than that. 10,250,000. It did higher than that by a couple of million. Yeah. James Iriachi says Dungeon Crawler Carl for 12 million. I think it was like 12.5. But I mean, hey, what's a $500,000 amongst friends, right? So I would say that James got closest. I think it was 12.5. It might have been even 12.6. The last time I looked, it was like 4 minutes left when I went away from the screen earlier today. But yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl is the answer. I would say give it to James. He got 12 million. It was definitely in the 12s. It's like at least 12 and a half. So boom. There you go.
All right. So nobody got it? Is that what we're saying?
No,
I think we should give it to James. I think James was pretty close.
James? Where was James?
In the chat.
I don't see James. I don't see that.
Dungeon Crawler Carl, 12 million.
Where's that?
Do you guys see that? I see it.
Someone has to win tonight.
I see James Iriachi tacos. Oh, there it is. Dungeon Crawler Carl, 12 million. James Iriachi.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get you a code there, James. It's close enough. So.
Yeah.
There it is. There's Troy Allman. Very good.
It was actually on BackerKit. It wasn't even on Kickstarter.
Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to let Jen and Chet take us out. Or as Chet is self-described, he calls himself an artist in love machine.
I didn't write that. That was added by someone else.
It's been up there the entire time. You could have changed it at any time if that was the case, but you didn't.
I didn't want to spoil your fun.
Oh, okay.
Everybody needs somewhere to put their leftovers, right? Somebody's fridge.
All right.
Oh, you know what, folks? Those of you that are interested. So it's on BackerKit. They do overtime mode on BackerKit. I don't know if you know what that is. So this campaign will keep going in perpetuity because if someone pledges at least once every 10 minutes, it'll keep going.
Really?
So this still, that's how they do it on BackerKit. So it's in overtime mode right now. It's still at 12.75 million. And it'll do. What was it? There was a Troll Lord Games one on BackerKit last month, like during their Mega Dungeon month or whatever. Like it was in overtime mode for 3 days.
Wow.
So yeah, maybe that's one of the things people talk about with regard to BackerKit and its theoretical advantages over Kickstarter. But yeah, that's the thing they do. 53,000 backers. 53,000 backers.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people backing an RPG Kickstarter. Wow.
All right.
All right.
So-
Well, yeah.
So, Chet, you want to take us out, and then we'll
right.
let Jen have the last word.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on Friday Night Live. It's always great to have great special guests like Kevin and Anthony. And next week, we'll have more special guests. And we're getting really close to Concoction. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you should hop on it now.
All right.
Yep.
All right. And we will see all of you next Friday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good night.